I'm going to play this bit of audio right here from a clip from ET Canada just to refresh certain people's memories about who we're dealing with here.
Made on an Instagram live video 3 years ago. Now, someone brought it back up. The internet likes to do that sort of thing. And Cardi was talking about her days when she was working as a stripper, and she admitted that she would take guys back to hotel rooms, drug them, and rob them. Here's what she said.
I had to go straight. I had to go, oh yeah, you want to yeah, let's go to this hotel. And I drop up and I'll rob them. That's what I used to do.
Okay, yeah, so people were shocked by this. The hashtag Surviving Cardi started trending yesterday, a reference to surviving R. Kelly. Well, Cardi has written a response on Instagram saying, I'm part of a hip-hop culture where you can talk about where you come from. Talk about the wrong things you had to do to get where you are. I made the choices that I did at the time because I had very limited options. I was blessed to have been able to rise from that so many women have not. Whether or not they were poor choices at the time, I did what I had to do to survive. I have a past that I can't change. We all do. Like, I mean, I wouldn't say, I know what Cardi went through. I know that world in any kind of way. But, I mean, it doesn't seem like the way to get out of it is to drug and rob people. There's a lot of people that come from nothing and they don't drug and rob people. So, yeah, I don't know what the circumstances are for life, and I would never know that. I could never be able to comment on that.
Yeah.
But just, I mean, a lot of people go through a lot of struggles, and they're not drugging and
Yeah, a lot of people who go through really terrible situations do terrible things to get by, and oftentimes those people go to jail.
Right.
Because it's still a crime.
Right, yeah. I mean,
To drug somebody
what she's saying is a
and
crime.
to rob somebody.
It's a flat-out crime.
It's still a crime. Regardless of your circumstance, it's still a crime. Regardless of what drove you to do that, it's still a crime. And to sort of use that in the way of, it's part of hip-hop culture, that framing of exactly that lifestyle is why people still feel the way about R. Kelly that they do.
Right.
Or they feel certain ways about, other. It's this
Like you get a pass
forgiveness.
somewhere.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
it is. It's just, I heard so much yesterday from people who are defending or stepping in, talking about Cardi B that this is street culture. That's just what this is. And I'm like, that may be fine and good,
Right.
but you still have to say it's a crime.
Yeah, I know, yeah. It might be reality. And
It
that's
might
what some
be the
people do.
reality, but you
it's
still have
not
to
okay.
acknowledge.
Like, okay, fine. You can go
Yes.
drug and rob people.
Yeah.
Okay, so you heard that clip right there. And as you can see right here on your screen, this is going to be a little bit of what I'm going to talk about, but it's also going to be some other stuff in there too. So you can see right here that Cardi B is being rewarded yet again, even though she has engaged in bad behavior a couple years ago when that video resurfaced. And she has now landed a role in the new up-and-coming Fast and Furious 9 film. And when I got a hold of that and I put this tweet out there, it was 8 hours ago. It was a little, maybe it was after midnight. I can't remember. I said, I wonder when at Lifetime TV will do a Surviving Cardi B documentary. We still ain't forget her confessions, and she is still being rewarded. And I got a lot of decent feedback, but man, when I tell you that some of her Stragg ass fans came to my comment section and was trying to go in on me, because I ended up putting out another tweet, and I'm going to show y'all what I said. And I put out another tweet, and then they came harder even more. So let me go ahead and pause this right quick. I want you to look at this exchange that happened between me and this person right here. Now, I don't know. I was looking at her picture. She looks like a white woman. I can't really be sure based on her picture, mainly because I'm not on her page. And she replied with, I'm sorry, who exactly did she rape? Because when I said we'll do a Surviving Cardi B documentary about, on her on Lifetime. And I said, look back at her Instagram live she did months ago, exposing herself. Now, I was wrong when I said months ago. This was actually... It was exposed months ago, but it was from like 3 years ago when she posted it. And it's exposing herself, saying she drugged men back in her stripping days. This person came back and said, drugged and robbed, not raped. God, you people are infuriating. The sentencing for robbery and rape are different for a reason. I said, you speak as if drugged and robbed are not crimes. What the fuck is wrong with you? They said, but they're obviously crimes, the fuck. But you telling me you're going to be equally traumatized by a man robbing you versus a man raping you, or woman, whatever, or whoever, you say yes, then forget the conversation. So you see what this person tried to do? They defended Cardi B by downplaying the fact that even though rape wasn't on the table as far as we know, even though in another video she confessed to taking them back to the room and bringing transsexuals into the room unbeknownst to the man because he was so heavily sedated with these whatever she drugged them with. But okay. But she tried to downplay the crimes of drugging and robbing because she elevated rape. Now, granted, rape is very high up there, but so is drugging somebody and also robbing somebody. Those are both felony crimes. Rape is another felony crime, but she tried to downplay it while defending her at the same time. Basically, she was using Stragg logic, and it doesn't surprise me because many of Cardi B's fans use Stragg logic because many of them are indeed Straggs. And then Ashton came in and he said, so a man can be a victim of rape just as much as a woman can. I said, I will be traumatized either way. I said, do you know what being drugged up can do to your body? She said, yes, but you're comparing robbery to rape. In regards to drugging, I am a female who goes to clubs. I've had my drink drugged before. I know exactly what it's like. It's nothing like being raped. And then again, there she goes again. She's like, but let me continue. But I said, but it's still a crime. I said, she even admitted to bringing trannies into the rooms with those men in a separate video when she was in a car. Then she says, but surviving R. Kelly was about rape. You cannot joke about a surviving Cardi B documentary when she didn't rape anybody. That is my point. You're trying to compare two things that are incredibly different. You are downplaying rape when you do this. Now, when I said, I wonder if Lifetime will do a surviving Cardi B, I was speaking in terms of sarcasm because you know why? I know Lifetime won't do one. I know they won't. Or anybody else. When I know nobody else would do a documentary talking about her either and what she's done. And Ashton came back and said, no, you're downplaying what Cardi B said and did. And then she comes back and says, you've been raped, you've been robbed. Tell me how those two things impacted you equally. I dare you. So basically she's trying to say, like, you know, how would you know if I or anybody else have not been in that situation? All I'm saying is this. It is a lot of people downplaying what Cardi B said in those videos. And I'm going to see if I can find, it was another tweet. It wasn't from her, but it was from somebody else. Let me pause this again and pull that up. Okay, now here's another tweet. Now this tweet I posted up because it was basically almost in response to that chick that I was having that back and forth with. I said, Cardi B fans must be deaf, dumb, blind, or naive because I know I wasn't the only one who remembers when she confessed. I misspelled that word. It's supposed to say Instagram live stream or IG live months ago about drugging men and having her way with them and possibly bringing in the Tea Party to engage in the action. Now I'm going to scroll down to one reply. This person named Hip Hop Frost. They said that live was done in 2015, 2016, I believe. That was exactly the same time the Hustlers article came out. Since you operate in low brain frequency, you can't differentiate between facts and exaggeration. Welcome to clout chasing old man. I don't give a flying fuck when it was done. The fact of the matter is she went on her Instagram live and admitted it. And now the whole world knows, but the whole world, minus a few of us, want to sweep it under the rug on a basis that because one, she's a woman, and two, the men that she most likely drugged were probably black men. I mean, this doesn't surprise me because if you remember when all of this came out, people were saying how, well, they were Johns. They shouldn't have been out there. And they literally put all of this back on the men. But if you was to reverse the roles here, then if it was the guy doing this to the woman, then we already know how that would be. Hence my response. They said it does. I said it doesn't matter when it came out. It was still recent, and we all know if this was a man, y'all would be all over this with your fraudulent Me Too asses. When it was Bill Cosby, y'all went back 40 plus years with him. Notice that person has yet to respond. They will dig deep into a man's past, and I mean way back into the past. But when it comes to someone that was more recent, and Cardi B, they say 2015, 2016, I think it was 2016 though, 3 years. And ain't nobody investigate her. Nobody. They swept it under the rug. They chopped it up to her being overly emotional or possibly drinking. Like, they gave her so many excuses. But they have given that woman so many excuses for other things as well, which is why she's still relevant. Isn't like every video I do now involving Cardi B will always go back to that live stream. I can't unsee, nor can I unhear what I heard. But her stands, her Stragg fans, her Strans will defend her to the death. Which is why I got the pushback in this thread. This one and that other one with that chick in the red dress. Like I said, if the roles were reversed and this was a man that did this to a woman and he merely drugged her and he didn't even have to rape her or anything like that, oh, they would have had him strung up by his ball sack. But when it's her, they try to downplay drugging. They try to downplay robbery. As if those are just some low-level crimes. Those are felony-level crimes that is supposed to, last time I heard, give you jail time. But what do I know, right? Now, like I said, I'm not downplaying rape or anything like that. Rape is definitely high up there, and that's definitely a high-level felony crime. I'm not downplaying it whatsoever. But at the same time, she admitted on camera more than once that she drugged and robbed these men and then tried to chalk it up. That's what I had to do to survive. And you heard in the clip, they said they trying to chalk it up to say that this is by her saying that they trying to say that this is part of hip hop culture, which is very dangerous to say. Very dangerous to say. Because then it'll put every person who's in that genre under a microscope. I wish it would put her under one, but we know that's not going to happen. Now imagine if we never found this out. And I'm telling you, it isn't like every time something comes up about her, she ends up being rewarded with something else, whether it's an award or now seemingly movie roles. And ironically, it's crazy because that movie Hustlers almost mirrors exactly what she did. And they make a movie out of it, and they give it, and they sing its praises about female strippers going around robbing wealthy men. Even tried to campaign to get J-Lo an Oscar nomination for her role. But I mean, I guess now you see why we call it a gynocracy. Now you see why we call it that. It's very one-sided but heavily double standard. I think I've said all I needed to say about this. I'm going to get off of here. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments, and I will talk to you in the next one.